slide ni dia orang nampak ke dia? Sebab dia dah buka.
Nampak dia ada 2 slide.
Saya tak nampak dia orang. View full screen je. So, tanya dia orang boleh nampak slide full tak? Boleh? Nampak full? Okay.
Okay, nice.
Let us get started. Okay. Good day to all the participants and speakers. My name is Dr.Mahadi and today I'm going to be your moderator. It is a great pleasure to welcome all of you to our SCARIS SB, how to maintain your relationship with your supervisor. Today's speaker is going to be Dr.Mahadi bin Abdul Jamil, a lecturer in FKEE, ETHM. He already has conducted a few great programs with Graduate Students Association, and it is a great honor to have him back as a speaker for our SCARIS SB, how to maintain your relationship with your supervisor. So now, I would like to announce few rules before we start with our session. Guys, please switch off your mic or else it will cause inconvenience to our speaker. The question and answer session will be conducted at the end of the session. Please type your questions in the chat box. Your questions will be answered at the end of the session. You can open your voice chat to ask questions during question and answer session only. We will provide you with the feedback form 30 minutes before the end of our session. Please fill up the form. I hope everyone is clear with the rules. So without further ado, I let Dr. Mahadi bin Abdul Jamil to continue with our session.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Doctor, switch on the mic. Switch on the mic. At this mic.
Switch on the
Oh, this one. Ini dah bunyi from the chair. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita mulakan majlis pagi ini dengan bacaan kitab Al-Fatihah. Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Okay. Tak boleh dengar kan? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahilladzi lam yattakhidh waladan wa lam yakul lahu sharikun fil mulk wa lam yakul lahu waliyyun min adh-dhulli mutakabbiran takbira. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Perlu ke speaker? Mikrofon macam kuat kan? Mikrofon ni fungsi dia untuk online ke atau untuk ni? Kalau dia kuat, kita tak payah pakai, tak apa lah kan? So if you have problem in listening to my voice, just send a message to the organizer, so they will alert me again. I think I will not use the microphone. Okay, how is everyone today? Are you scared because of the title Scary Supervisor? So when I first selected this topic, everyone keep asking me, as usual, there's so many text messages, WhatsApp. Am I the one who, the scary supervisor? So actually I'm not. I'm a very good supervisor. You can ask, I have two of my students here. So, I'm not the scary type, right? I'm not. It's just to catch the audience, what we call attention. So we try to come up with the title that will have, some sort of high number of participants. So this is what we discussed with the GSA committee, students. So thank you very much for organizing again and the invitation again. Many students they've asked how to maintain a good relationship, how to be good with your supervisor, how to win your supervisor. So they ask so many questions, such questions. So I've sit down and I was thinking what to write in my my lecture. So if and I find out some points that I should share. One is how you should understand your supervisor. Do you understand your supervisor? Right? The first is, do you understand who is your supervisor? Right? How long will you take to understand your supervisor? Right? Can you understand your supervisor? Right? And what is or what are the supervisor's expectation from the student? What supervisor want from the student? Right? Have any one of us, when we join our PhD, do we ask our supervisor, sir or prof, doctor, how do you want me to to do my PhD or master? Have we asked our supervisor? Any one of us? Right? So we never ask. Then how you will understand your supervisor? So the first thing is, you go see him or her, ask her, sir, how do you want me to work? You prefer how I should perform during the first semester, because now I have registered. How do you want me to work? So he will tell you. Like I asked my supervisor, I said, sir, how do you want me to spend time in the lab, in the office? What? So he said to me, I'll show you who's my supervisor. 8 till 5 you should be in the lab. 8 till 5 you should be in the lab every day, without failing. 8 till 5. So I don't know how many of you can do 8 till 5 you should be in the lab. Right? If you can discipline yourself 8 to 5, so when the supervisor comes, he will see, right, oh, this guy, he's there. What's your name? Kartikesan. Okay. So he will say, where is Kartikesan? Oh, he's there, he's behind his workstation, he's doing work. So where is this guy? He's there. So you are available to the supervisor all the time. So this is what happened to me. So he said 8 till 5, 8 till 5. So I followed that. Then I was sitting there and he is satisfied with me. Whereas there is other student in the same workstation, same lab, so they will go missing in action. So maybe morning they will be there, afternoon they will not be there, or afternoon they will be there, morning they will not be there. So they keep on coming and going. So whenever he is in, supervisor is not coming to the lab. When the supervisor comes to the lab, he is not in the lab. So the supervisor says he's not coming to the lab. So why I should supervise him? The supervisor get angry with him, so he get mad and so on. Right? But this is what we call misunderstanding that happens. So you need to clarify. So how do you tell your supervisor, look, I was there. You came all the time that I'm not in the lab. What is this? And you start fighting with the supervisor. I was here, I was there. Right? So we keep on saying that. Then the argument will start. Right? You will start to argue with the supervisor. So later we will look at few examples. But as usual, I introduce my name, Muhammad Mahadi bin Abdul Jamil. That's my photo with my supervisor. This is one of my supervisors, Dr. Morgan. I have another supervisor as well. This is during my graduation, 2007. 2007. It's quite a while only. So I'm from FKE, Faculty of Electrical Electronic Engineering. So this is the poster. Poster look nice. Everyone was scared when they look at this poster thing. My education background is in medical electronics engineering, higher national diploma from BMI, British Malaysian Institute. So I think you guys must have known before, and now it's called UniKL, University Kuala Lumpur. And then I did my bachelor degree in medical engineering. So from the BMI, I went to UK, further studies, 2 years. And then from the degree studies, I get to know my supervisor because he supervised me in my undergraduate, so in my degree. And then I feel so comfortable with him. And then before I left the university, he gave me an offer letter. He gave me an offer letter. Whenever you want, you can come and join me to do a PhD. So I had a PhD offer letter when I left UK. So I came back in year 2003. Then I went back on 2004. Just few months I spent in Malaysia. Then after I joined UTHM, of course. Right? So my PhD is in cell engineering. So I got an abstract, that's the title. So I joined my supervisor's team and then I started to do my PhD. So it is even more focused than, it's just a part of medical engineering, cell engineering. So maybe this is the same thing happens to you as well. You are going more focused in your PhD studies. Our group is known as BioMEMS, Biomedical Modeling and Simulation Research Group. So these are some of my students. Did you notice anyone in the room? There's 2 of them, right? So these are all my masters and PhD students. And I think I've graduated around 8 students now, PhD, masters and about around 5 or 6. I can't remember. So these are them. They are from many countries: Maldives, Nigeria, Libya, Yemen, right? Algeria. So all mainly international students, right? So why I put a key there? Can you see there's a nice key there? What's the meaning of that key actually? If anyone knows. Okay, I'll tell you. I am a product of my supervisor, right? I received my PhD. So what I should do after I receive my PhD? I should give another key to PhD. So masters, PhD, master's degree, whatever. So that's what I've been doing. So with my one PhD, I have produced 8 other PhDs. And 8 other PhDs throughout the world, not just in Malaysia. So my network is, can you see? I can go to any country at any time with the assistance of my students, just give a phone call, send an email, invitation, that's it. Right? So this is the key. So we have to value this key actually. Whenever you finish your studies, you have your PhD, you have your master. Of course, it's difficult. No one will say PhD is easy, master's is easy. No one will say to you, isn't it? Everyone will say, look at that guy, he finished in 3 years. This guy, he finished in 4 years. I'm taking 7 years to finish, 8 years to finish. It doesn't matter. The main thing is you finish your study. 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. Like I told you in the previous talk, there are my colleagues, they finish in 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. And they managed to get their PhD. Hebat 10 tahun pun sanggup lagi. Sambung lagi PhD dia. Dan dia dapat PhD. Dia receive their PhD after even 10 years. Because I always hear this complaint, from students. What they say? Alamak, aku ni salah step lah. Patut lepas degree aku kahwin je. You understand? I'm sure many international students will understand Malay as well, right? By now we stay in Malaysia. So they said, I made a mistake. I shouldn't do this master or PhD. I should get married after degree. Doing masters and PhD is a great mistake that I've done. My friend, they tell me doing masters is very good, doing PhD is very good, this and that. So look at me. My friend is already working. They're getting 3,000, 4,000 per month. I'm getting only 1,000 per month from GRA scheme, Graduate Research Assistant scheme. Before this, I used to get 1,500 or 2,000. Now I'm getting 1,000. Be thankful that you're getting 1,000. There are students who didn't get anything, right? You always compare yourself with the bigger, higher level. My friend getting 3,000, I'm getting 1,000. You should, when you compare like this, you will be in ingratitude, right? Kamu tak bersyukur. But when you say, look, this guy is getting nothing, not even 1 ringgit, but I'm getting 1,000. Subhanallah. MashaAllah. So that's a blessing, You're getting something. And some people they get 500, some people they get 600. It doesn't matter. This is what Allah has decided for you, for me to get. Okay? So we get this, no problem. Right? And then the student they complain, oh, it's a mistake. I shouldn't do PhD, Now look at me, I'm 4 years already, I'm not finishing my study. 3 years, My supervisor torture me, My master's is like my PhD. He's demanding me, to do master's like my PhD project. So many things. I should have been working in this company, become engineer, this and that, blah blah. So many comments, and they put their status online as well, so we can understand. We can understand from the perspective of students. Sometimes you undergo this what we call demotivated syndrome. At a certain point, you become demotivated. That's normal. But the problem is people like to update the status. But the problem is you update your status, your supervisor is a friend of you in the Facebook, right? And then when he read that status, what he said, look at this guy, I give him scholarship, I give him GRA scheme, I give him fees for conference, I give him this, I give him that, but still he complained about his masters and PhD. What the heck? Right? So maybe you hurt the feeling of your supervisor, we don't know. But you didn't mean it. It is not your intention you want to write something like that. And you write this for the sake of, to release your tension. But and then it becomes a problem for you. Do you understand? I've noticed many cases because people tend to, assume, oh, ni mesti dia kutuk aku ni kata. Tengok suruh ni, awal punya student. Kutuk aku lah ni Oh, supervisor. It's back supervisor kan, student kutuk. No, you have to look at your masters and PhD, not just the key. I told you just now, look at what I put there. Who's that guy? He's not my student. That's the Usain Bolt. So he said Usain Bolt won 9 gold medals in 3 Olympics, and he only ran for less than 115 seconds. Right? The track earning 119 million. For what? For the 2 minutes. For the 2 minutes of run, he earned 119 million. He trained for 20 years. Then he get to this. He didn't do 2-3 years PhD, right? We expect we want 2 years, 3 years PhD. We want immediate answer. No, trust me, you will feel all these, the good things, the advantages. It will come later on in the life, right? Later on it will come. So we have to be thankful those people we meet nowadays, right? Let's assume you didn't do a master degree. You finish your degree, you get out from UTSM, you go somewhere else, right? Fair enough. Some of your friends, they do masters, you didn't do. Let's say you go out. So what happened? You start to work, you don't know any people. But when you're doing masters and PhD, how many people you get to know? How many people you interact and you get to know? How many friends you make during masters and PhD? I made a lot of friends. Even professors in the place where I studied, they become like friends with me. We go for lunch together. You know, they are professors, but I go lunch with them. I'm a PhD student. They are not my supervisor. So until now, they are still advising me. You see, if I send them an email, hello Prof, salam, how are you? They will immediately reply me. I remember you. I remember you from this floor, 3rd floor. You're working with this supervisor. How are you? And then they start, they communicate. And they give me a lot of advice. Even now, I've finished my PhD so many years. Until now, I still get advice from other people. From my supervisors, from other professors, from the people. Sometimes you might as well get some advice from the cleaner. Right? Cleaner je pun, tak ada ilmu tinggi-tinggi pun. Tapi makcik tu nasihat bagus tu. Tengok kamu muram, sedih kan. Kata, banyak sedekah je. Tiap hari sedekah sikit. Hilang masalah ni. You pun follow. When you follow, things all get better. You learn something, right? Itu yang benda yang sedikit-sedikit dia kata. So macam dalam karangan bahasa Melayu kita belajar apa? Yang tersurat dan yang tersirat. Yang tersirat tak nampak lagi. You will see what is inside all this journey for you after so many years. So that's why don't think the PhD and master when it's finished, you should cut the relationship with the supervisor and that's it. Is it? That's what you're thinking, huh? Excuse me. So this is an investment, but I don't think this investment in terms of worldly material. Saya lagi fikir apa? Saya supervise student lain, dia dapat certificate, dia dapat PhD, dapat master, dia akan kerja, dapat rezeki dia akan kerja, kan? Dia pun berkeluarga, dia pun sembahyang, ibadat, solat, zikir, baca Quran, saya dapat pahala, kan? Dapat pahala tak kita? Dapat. So what is your contribution? You should look on the bright side. Don't downgrade yourself. Don't downgrade yourself, don't demotivate yourself with the current situation. You have to aim very high what you want to become. Then you will go further. Okay? This is our group research. Just to touch a little bit. My work is more on cell engineering, anti-cancer, medical instrumentation, rehab. Rehab means we monitoring the signals, people who had stroke attack, so how we recover them and the body function. And then most interesting in the image processing. So we are doing many works on microscopic images. For example, if a person is dead, and he was killed or murdered inside the jungle. So when you reach there, you just find out there is just bone, right? It's totally been burned and it's bone, and you don't know it is a male or female. How do you know? Inside our bone, there is a certain properties that if we investigate closely, we will get to know that the person who is deceased is a man or woman. So our bone has the DNA. Our bone has the information that if you study the slice of a bone, you will be able to tell this is a man or woman. And then from our bone also, we will be able to tell our age. What is our age? 10, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years. So the bone has the different properties according to our age. So this is one of the research that we do, and some research on the heart disease. So we identify at the early stage, is there a potential for this person to have a heart disease or not? So that's through the image processing as well. So that's our research. This is my supervisor. Wow. Okay. So I had two supervisors, Dr. Mansur Yusufi and also Dr. Morgan Daniel. So Dr. Mansur Yusufi, he's covering on more on engineering part. Dr. Morgan Daniel more on the life science, on the biological part. So two supervisors. And if you ask me, both of them, they monitor me. So the type of supervisor that I had is, they monitor me closely. They will call me, they will find out what you're doing. So what did you do today? Did you get a call from your supervisor like this? Do your supervisor call you? Where? On your mobile? No, they will call my office. So they want me to be in the office, the supervisor. So they will call me. So, but both have different characteristics. You know, they have very totally different. They always follow me, but they always follow me, and they also monitor me closely, right? Okay. So I say, what is the main point that I should discuss with the student? The main point is, why do you need a supervisor? Why do you need a supervisor? Can you do a master or PhD without supervisor? Please answer. No. Otherwise the session will be very quiet, you know. It's just me talking. Apart from the phone is ringing. So if you can silence the phone.